I'm Patrick Lappert. I'm a board-certified plastic and reconstructive surgeon. I learned my trade on active duty, reconstructing military members, but I've been in private practice now for about 15 years. Alabama right now is in the nascent stages of developing transgender health services. 10 years ago in the United States, there were less than half a dozen transgender clinics or gender clinics in pediatric hospitals. Today there are over 55 of them. In the same time interval, the diagnosis of transgenderism has increased by 20-fold without explanation. If we're witnessing an epidemic of transgenderism, why isn't the medical community trying to understand why that's the case? And if there's a physical cause, if it's hormonal, if it's genetic, why are we not testing to find out why we have this explosion of transgenderism? The problem I have as a surgeon is in order to consent a child for surgery or other medical interventions, I have to inform the parents of the risks and the benefits, and I have to provide evidence that I've made the correct diagnosis. There is no biochemical test, there's no hormonal test, there's no radiologic test that can confirm or refute the diagnosis. What we have here is medical and surgical interventions that are being offered to children by experts who have no way of confirming or refuting a diagnosis which essentially is being made by a pre-adolescent child. If you take, as was pointed out by the senator earlier, if you take all of children with gender dysphoria or gender confusion, over 80% of them, and the other side of this argument will agree, over 80% of them will spontaneously get over this idea of themselves as being the other sex. However, if you enroll them in a gender clinic, 100%, virtually 100% will persist in it. What does that mean? It means that we are mistreating 80% of the people that are coming through those gender clinics, and we have no scientific evidence. There's a lot of tantalizing studies out there, but they are very low quality evidence. Low quality evidence does not drive consensus surgical or medical treatment. It may promote research, but you don't determine how you're going to treat a child based on low quality anecdotal evidence. The success stories in transgender medicine and surgery are the ones who have come through. That, as the physicians on the panel know, that's called anecdotal evidence. That is not evidence for decision making in the pre-surgical, pre-treatment arena. You need scientific proof, you need a test, you need to confirm or reject the diagnosis. And if the diagnosis has been made by a child, you better think twice. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.